What if I told you that today you'll leave here different?
Nope is a sci-fi thriller that has elements of mystery and horror. It is directed by Jordan Peele and it's his third film after Get Out and Us. It stars Daniel Kaluuya, who we last saw in Get Out, and Keke Palmer, who, if you saw the movie, we last saw in Hustlers. Now this will be a non-spoiler review, however I will be talking about elements of the film that have been shown in the trailers. So if you haven't watched any trailers and you're going into this film blind, my short summary is, if you liked Jordan Peele's last two movies, Get Out and Us, you will thoroughly enjoy this one. So Nope centres around the story of two siblings who live on a ranch training horses for Hollywood films, until one day they spot what seems to be a UFO in the sky, and they do everything in their power to try and capture the impossible shot. So before going in and seeing this movie, I had heard some mixed reviews. Some people said that it was a great third film from Jordan Peele, and others said it was slow, boring, and too complicated in terms of its themes. So I would say that I wasn't very biased. I went into this film with reasonable expectations. I did enjoy Get Out and Us. However, if I was being completely honest, despite them being very good movies, I do believe Jordan Peele his projects can be overhyped. Now, the first thing that stands out to me from this film is the visuals. The cinematographer for this film, his name is Hoyt van Hoytema. I believe I'm pronouncing that correctly. And he was the same cinematographer on Let the Right One In, Dunkirk, Interstellar, Tenet. So you know that when going into this movie, you're going to expect some very beautiful shots, landscapes, and very stimulating visuals. And the thing that stood out to me the most about this was the nighttime shots. The nighttime shots in this movie are insane. Now, I did some reading up on it, and I believe they've used some sort of new technology, some infrared cameras mixed with an Alexa camera, and this allows for, deep shadows, but also you're able to see everything that's still going on, but it makes it feel dark. It is the best representation of nighttime or darkness that I've seen in any film. And that brings in itself a level of intensity, tension, and horror to the film just from using that camera and just from utilising those nighttime scenes. Now, I feel Jordan Peele has definitely upped his game on this movie. He's delved more into the action and spectacle of cinema. His previous projects, Get Out and Us, were very isolated and simple concepts. This is a very grandeur one. So you can definitely see his improvement as a director. One of the other standouts of this film was the camera work. The camera is almost used as the spectator's eye line. So you're looking up at the sky and then you see something on the edge of the frame move, and the camera moves as if it's a reaction from the person watching the film. That in itself, that simple movement, kept me on the edge of my seat, kept me engrossed into the film, made me feel like I was part of this experience with the characters. And every time the camera did that, you'd see a massive grin on my face, Tom's face, and my other friends' faces.
You are going to witness an absolute spectacle. So what happens next? Are you ready?
Mm-hmm.
Now, in terms of performances, Keke Palmer here is a standout. She brought this energy to the character that definitely juxtaposed Daniel Kaluuya's role, but in a good way. Now, I've seen a load of articles online and people reviewing Nope and saying that Daniel Kaluuya was very underutilized as an actor in this film. The relationship between both Keke Palmer and Daniel Kaluuya as siblings it was really believable. You felt that Daniel's character, being very shy and quiet, felt like he was the baby brother of Keke Palmer's character. And Keke Palmer's character felt very energetic and countered that very, very nicely. And it was just a very believable relationship and chemistry that they had. Now, I've heard that this film was very slow. boring and confusing. I'll have to disagree with two of those. It was not slow and it was not boring. The first 20 minutes of this film is a good setup, but after those 20 minutes, it kicks in. Trust me, it goes full throttle on the effects, the tension, the atmosphere, the tone. And not only that, I can guarantee you, if we recorded our reaction to this movie in the cinema, my jaw would be ajar like this throughout the majority of the film. So boring, I don't think so. Which brings me to the third point, confusing. Now, there's two ways of looking at this film. On the one hand, you can look at this film through its themes and what the film is trying to say, and what Jordan Peele is trying to say. But on the other hand, you can view this movie and watch it and enjoy it through just its face value, entertainment, action, horror, and spectacle. There is this subplot that occurs through the first half of this movie, I would say, that explores more of the theme of what this film is trying to say. Now, this theme is presented through the eyes of Stephen Yeun's character, and it explores the exploitation of animals in cinema, which can be linked loosely with the main spectacle of the UFO and trying to capture the impossible shot. But because there is quite a distance between linking these two, I can understand why people would find the subplot of Stephen Yeun's character very confusing. I myself did need to look up the meaning behind that subplot. I can understand certain people's perspective of, well, if the film didn't communicate that clearly enough to me, then there's a problem there. Now that leads me onto the cons of the film. Despite understanding the themes, I think the film struggles to really present it. And because this subplot is presented at the start of the film up to about the halfway point of the film, and it kind of just forgets about it, it feels a little bit tagged on. It feels like Jordan Peele had this idea for a spectacle, and he felt the film needed to be a little bit deeper and it needed to say something. So he tagged this subplot onto the beginning of the film and didn't really have a solid foundation for it. But despite saying that, there's definitely a link there, and you can enjoy the theme that it's trying to say, and the theme is still quite powerful. But despite that con, I think that everything else about it is executed very well. If I could compare this to other films, I would say that Jordan Peele drew heavily on and was inspired heavily on films such as War of the Worlds, Jaws, Signs. But despite drawing on those and as inspiration, he has created something that is truly, in my opinion, an original film. No. So overall, I thought Nope was a brilliant film. It does have its issues with communicating the themes. However, I think the film can still be enjoyed just on face value with its thrills, visuals, and spectacle. So for that reason, I will be giving this film 4 out of 5 stars. Highly recommending that you go see this film in the cinemas if you are able to. I think the spectacle will be blunted if you're watching it at home. Seeing it on the big screen with big speakers in a dark room just amplifies the experience that you're going to have with this film. So that was my review of Nope. If you want to go check out Tom's review of Nope, link in the description below. It's on our channel right now. We did these reviews separately because we wanted to get out our opinion, our own individual opinion. And you can pick and choose whose opinion you prefer, who you agree with more, who you disagree with. I think having a video together, reviewing movies, it can be quite difficult, and there's a lot of friction there because one might disagree with the other, and one might not be able to share his opinions to the fullest without interruption or dilution. So I hope you guys enjoy this format of doing 2 reviews of the film. Comment down below, who do you agree with more? What would you rate it out of 5 stars? And did you enjoy the movie? And What would you like to see Jordan Peele do next? Do you want to still see him do elements of horror, or do you want him to steer into different types of genres? But anyway, thank you for listening. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you want to see content like this more often, and we'll see you in the next video. Cheers.